Yo, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen? This is your Captain Murky Aviation here, and welcome to another aviation adventure. And today I'm going to be going around Munich airport and seeing what the airport is all about as a first timer there. And yeah, I've just gotten off the Airbus A321neo. If you guys haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. Links are in the description, or you can just check it out in the top right hand corner of your screen in front of you. So yeah, so I'm gonna start my aviation adventure by showing you some footages I've taken on the observation deck at Terminal 2. Now this was recorded a couple of hours when I've gotten off the plane and into the Airport Vistor Park, which I will show you in a few. And here we have a lovely view of the Lufthansa A350-900 getting ready for its pushback out to Tokyo Haneda Airport in Japan. So then I headed off on the S-Bahn train. You can either take the S8 or the S1 to get you towards the Bazooka Park. It only takes a minute to get to, as it is just it's the only first stop that you can get off at anyway. So yeah, pretty much easy to get to, you know. And here's where my journey begins. Back a couple of hours ago when it wasn't raining, it was sunny, it was shining, it was beautiful. But yeah, you could see me just taking a 5-minute walk towards the Bazooka Park, or the Airport Vistor Park. Well, Bazooka Park is the visitor park, and if you add Flughafen into it, Flughafen Bazooka Park, it means Airport Vistor Park. So yeah, a little bit of German for you guys, you know what I mean? The first place I saw within my walking journey was a picture of the Bhutan Airways Airbus A319 and some information showing that it's a wonderland in Bazooka Park. I then encountered a helicopter which was sitting on the stand. Beside that, there was an airport souvenir shop which we will take a look at later on. Beside that, we have the recreational area, or the playground for little kids to play at. And here we have the L1049G Super Constellation by Lockheed, and it was delivered to Lufthansa, but I don't know much of the details, to be honest with you. I didn't really do much of my research, but if you guys want to do that, go ahead and do so, you know what I mean? The plane isn't really that big, similar size to the Embraer E190. Yeah, here is the information if you guys want to take a look at more of the detail of this aircraft as well. And here we have some other aircrafts in display. And inside the airport souvenirs, you can see some models which range from 1/200 down to 1/500 scales. Looks very interesting to see them. As well as key rings and badges and some miscellaneous aviation souvenirs that you can possibly buy. Most exciting part is just having to take a look at these 1/400 scale aircrafts. Very tiny. Well, in our bodies, let's say they're very tiny. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then we range down to the 1/200 scales. Again, very exciting for me to see those ones. I mean, even anyone watching, they'll be like, oh, this guy is very excited about it. Anyways, moving on towards the other side of the airport souvenirs area, and you can see the future expansion map of the airport, which is absolutely crazy to see. Crazy, I mean, it's cool. I ain't gonna lie to you. And here's me just swiping right on whatever it says in German and all the pictures. I just don't really understand much of what it says in German, even though I do German in junior certs, but let's move. And here we have the idea of the expansion of the future runway that they are going to potentially add, I don't know, in 2050 maybe. As well as that, we've got various models of aircrafts hovering over the display.
Walking around, you can see the mock-up of these bags on the belts, as well as an X-ray machine beside it. And the last place I went up to is the plane spotting area, which you have to actually pay with coin. So I was flying on my own, so I had to pay around €1. But if you're flying in a couple, then you have to pay €2. If it's a group of three, €3 per person, etc, etc, etc. After going through a flight of stairs, here I am at the top of the plane spotting area. And as you guys can see, you have some beautiful views of aircrafts on the remote stand. Most of them being the Airbus A320 family, 320s, 321s. It really is beautiful, especially when the sun is hitting all these planes. Anyways, enough faffing about, let me show you some planes I spotted. So here we have the last shot of the Air Boeing 737 MAX coming in from Keflavik. Now I didn't have time to spot more planes because it started raining, so instead I decided to pack myself up, go back in to one of those areas to grab a bite to eat, head back to the airport, shoot some shots that I've showed you earlier, and went back to the visitor park to go on my airside tour, which I will show you some footages right now. Alright, so here we have a view of the Emirates A380 parked up at the gate and getting ready to load its cargo bins out for its flight back home to Dubai. And as I zoom in, you can see the registration Alpha 6 Echo Oscar uniform. Now this aircraft is 8 years of age and had its first flight in August of 2015 and flew with the airline in January of 2016. Here is another shot of this aircraft at close up, and I can confirm now this aircraft is huge as hell. Now this aircraft can fit around 38 AKE cargo containers or bins, which is not as much as the upcoming Boeing 777-9 with 48 AKE cargo containers, which is ridiculous.
Terminal 1 ist mittlerweile 31 Jahre alt, so alt wie der Flughafen, 17. Mai 92.
On my side, there is a baggage hall, which is where the bags are loaded into the bin and dollies and sent out to the aircraft. How do I know this? Because I worked there. And here is a gorgeous front view of the aircraft, which I will let you guys indulge on.
Das Gelbe ist die Klimaanlage, da wird geheizt oder gekühlt.
Along with how your bags are being loaded towards the aircraft. Now you can see that the yellow vehicle is transporting those cargo bins, which contain a lot of bags, into the high loader, and this is where you see the high loader elevating those bins. Anyways, let's head over to Terminal 2, shall we? Here we are at Terminal 2, where we're going to be seeing a lot of Lufty jets and other Starlines airlines.
So einer kostet über 300 Millionen Dollar. Die Lufthansa hat 26 bestellt und 21 haben schon gekauft.
And here you can see my favorite aircraft, which is the Airbus A350-900, looking absolutely stunning. Maybe not with the new livery, but it looks stunning regardless. Now, I've worked on this aircraft as a ramp agent with Delta Airlines, and I could say that this aircraft is huge. Not as huge as the A380, but it's still huge, and it's fun to work with as well, especially when they have the bulk on the left-hand side of the aircraft, whereas you see other Airbus aircrafts having the bulk on the right hand side.
Next is my least favorite aircraft, which is the Airbus A340-600. I don't like the plane, but I'll explain later why I don't like it. But I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while since I've seen this plane. The last time I saw it was back in 2012, where I was in Frankfurt, and when I first saw this aircraft, it looked like the A330. I mean, it's pretty much a re-engined version of the A330 with stretched fuselage, along with the 4 big Rolls-Royce engines. So yeah, for any of you A340 lovers out there, this is for you. Next is the midliner from United Airlines in the evil blue livery. This is the Dash 10 variant. Bro, are you blind? Does this look like a Dash 10 to you? It's a Dash 9, you idiot. This is the second time you get your Boeing 787s wrong. First Etihad, now United. Come on now, get your planes right. And you can see that this plane has just flown in from Denver as UA760 and will be flying back out to Denver as UA761. Looks beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful looking plane, and I really do like the plane. It's not one of my favorite aircrafts. I mean, there are certain flaws with this Dreamliner, you know, such as the dimmable windows. I don't like the windows. It's not my favorite thing to see on a 787. You know, I definitely don't want to see it on an A350. Never. Hell no. Well, Marky, it happened, and there ain't nothing you can do about that now. But yeah, looking beautiful. That's all that matters, regardless. Next is the star of the show, which is the Lufthansa 380, still worn on the old livery, which I'm actually glad to see it, as this is really my first time getting a proper shot and a sighting of this aircraft. The last time I saw this plane was back in Frankfurt, which was 11 years ago in 2012, where I've only seen the tail section of it. I haven't actually seen the full body, but here it is, 4K, in person. And I love this plane. It looks beautiful. Again, every plane looks beautiful. Some planes look ugly, but when it comes to this A380, it just looks chef's kiss. You know what I mean? Amazing for the airline to bring back these super jumbos into the aviation skies. Normally you see them fly into New York, Boston, Los Angeles, soon to be Bangkok, and soon to be Washington Dulles, replacing another aircraft next to it, which is the Airbus A340-600. Again, now the real reason why I dislike the Airbus A340-600 is because it doesn't look good when stretched. I always think that this aircraft is like an A330 with steroids, because it does look like an A330 with steroids. It looks good on certain other aircrafts like the A340-500 and the A340-300. I was supposed to say it's variants. And those two variants are the example of what an Airbus A340 should look like. If you know what I mean? Next, in the miscellaneous section, we have the undisputed champion, Queen of the Skies, Boeing 747-400 in the freight configuration. Now, you can see this plane has parts of the Thai Airways livery worn on it, and the reason being why it still has it worn is because it was first delivered to the airline back in February of 1990. And then 22 years later, it was then converted into freight, still with Thai Airways. Then later 9 years, in May of 2021, it was then sent over to Air Transcargo in Moldova, eventually making its way over to ROM Cargo Airlines in Romania, making it now 33.7 years of age. Not gonna lie to you, that is old of an aircraft to fly. I mean, maybe there's aircrafts that are like 40 years of age. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, this is completely an old aircraft, and it's still a beautiful aircraft in close up. I really want to fly in it as a passenger eventually. But yeah, anyways, let's move on to the next part, where we see some other private jets chilling at the stand, along with the Gulfstream 550 or 650 departing as well.
Da schaut's mal, das schaut lustig aus, oder? Da ist der Neidzwick.
On the other side, there is a hangar section showing the bum of the Lufthansa A380 with the registration of Delta Alpha India Mike, aka Damn! Next we have the parked Lufthansa Airbus A350 in the new livery, chilling at the stand.
Der heißt jetzt Dortmund.
Next to it, we have the Tajikistan government midliner also chilling at the stand.
Die werden zerlegt, weil die jetzt seit der Pandemie, seit Corona, das sind die vorher regelmäßig nach Havanna geflogen, also Kuba, Mexiko.
As well as 2 Dyson Airbus A330s worn in the Eurowings livery.
Oman, einem. Also auch so kann ein Privatflugzeug ausschauen.
Next is another undisputed champion, Boeing 747-400 in the Oman government livery.
Der ist beim einen Tag vor Kriegsbeginn ist er in München gelandet und hat dann immer wegfliegen dürfen.
Here is a lonely Aeroflot A320 currently parked away from its home country, Russia. And here we have a Lufthansa CityLine Technic hangar where they do maintenance for aircrafts like the Embraer E190, the Mitsubishi CRJ900 and the Airbus A319. Beside it is the maintenance hangar for the police aircrafts like the helicopter and other stuff they have there. Next to it is the mainline Lufthansa Technic hangar where they do aircrafts from the Airbus A319 all the way up to the Airbus A380. Here you can see the Lufthansa A320 getting its own maintenance checkup. After the hangars, we then encounter a few of the cargo aircrafts. First being the FedEx Boeing 757 and the DHL Airbus A300. On the right, we get a quick and lovely view of the Challenger 350. And finally, a fleet of shuttle buses parked at the garage. Right, so that wraps up the Airside Bus Tour and this video as a whole. I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, most of it was spoken in German, so I had to add as much info as I possibly can so I can make sense of what I was recording as well. If you have enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like this video, right now, slam that subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you guys want to join in, and stay tuned for more of the stuff that I plan to upload, as I'm going to be making my return flight to Dublin with the same airline and a slightly different aircraft. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and take care.